Okay, hello, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be making a start of this webinar, and thank you all for joining, and hope you have a great time with us today. Today we'll be exploring how AI and Salesforce can enhance your business operations, driving efficiency and fostering growth. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping rules. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on the Q&A section. And this webinar is being recorded, so then we will be sharing a recording after the meeting, after the webinar. If you have any technical issues or any problems, just post them on the Q&A section and we'll try to help you straight away. So just making a start. I'll be doing a brief introduction of the speakers today. So I'm Mariano Busso. I will be moderating this webinar. I'm the UK director at Championsys. Previously, I held a number of roles in engineering, manufacturing, and logistics. And over the last 12 to 18 months, I've been heavily involved in a healthcare project, which we will comment later on as well. It's an AI, very exciting project. Also, we'll have Ale. Ale is our CTO and Data Science and Artificial Intelligence Studio. He's the mastermind behind all of our AI projects. He's got a track record of developing and deploying AI models in many industries like healthcare, maintenance, logistics, agriculture, aerospace, and retail. And he's got the ability to translate and understand really business needs into tech solutions. And he is part of the Championsys team that is at the forefront of AI and innovation. And also we will have Mike, which is our Salesforce Studio technical lead. Mike, he's got a vast experience in Salesforce, deploying and implementing many solutions, cross-industry expertise as well. And it's a pleasure to have him with us today. And he will show us great use cases as well. So I'll make a start on our company. So Champions is a tech company focused on developing and deploying customized solutions. We are really focused on helping our customers to reach their full potential. We are based in Warwick at the Innovation Center there. And we have offices also in the US, in Argentina and Uruguay. And our team is spread pretty much across the globe. Our company is organized by what we call studios. We have a Salesforce Studio. We are Salesforce partners. We implement Salesforce solutions. We work with customers to improve the current solution, understand the gaps, and help them create a roadmap for improvement. We have a Data Science and Artificial Intelligence Studio, which I mentioned before, but Ale is the lead there. And again, we help help customers and work with them to help them translate business needs into actual AI tangible solutions. And then we have a human capital management studio where we do all kind of implementation support, BPO services with SAP, Cornerstone, and success factors within SAP. And we have an ERP studio, again, helping customers with ERP solutions like Salesforce, like SAP and Oracle NetSuite. And our software factory, software development studio, which help us and works probably cross-functionally with all of the previous ones. We are driven by innovation and research, and that's that's a really important part of our company, and it's at the heart. And you will see a few examples and a few use cases that we've developed, which clearly translate this. In terms of the industries we work on, we've got a lot of experience in automotive, healthcare, agriculture, travel industry, retail, and education. I would like to, I think one of the key triggers for this webinar was the news that Salesforce kicked off his AI center here in London, which is a major step forward in their commitment to artificial intelligence and digital skills. Salesforce users and partners, both alike, play a significant role within this strategy, really, by accessing and leverage cutting-edge solutions, accessing to the latest AI tools and innovations, by working with customers, partners, and Salesforce in trainings and workshops, and also collaborating on AI projects. And that's a part that we are very excited to share, and we are really looking forward to many of the AI projects that are coming up. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Ali, and I think it's really important. He will start to help us understanding what's underneath the bonnet, how AI works at the very raw level. And Ali, I've heard you talking about many times on how AI is more than just a solution, and it's really a process to create value for companies. Can you please explain us a little bit about that?
Yeah, thank you, Mariano, for that introduction. The idea is to talk about today some concepts that are behind the artificial intelligence and the data creation value. We have a data value pyramid. Is an analogy of how the artificial intelligence and data science evolved through the time. And we need to say that the artificial intelligence is reshaping business today. It is offering unprecedented opportunities for companies to optimize their operations and strategic approaches. The technology, artificial intelligence technology continues to evolve. Organizations are prioritizing AI data strategy, development, and adoption to solve business problems, meet and even exceed customer expectation, and secure competitive advantages. This pyramid also represents the evolution of the data value through time. At the bottom of the pyramid, we can see the age or state of the data information. It is the database implementation stage that was very early in the 80s and 90s. But through the time, we can see that the next level, the next step in the value creation, that is the data and information management, where we can take care about the data quality and the architectures and semantics and accountability. The next stage is the reporting stage. That is the most basic way of creating value from the data, creating reports that constitute information for decision making. The penultimate phase is the one that provides analytical perspectives, creating more value by discovering trends, patterns, coincidences, and highlighting anomalies. Finally, through the AI and data science, hidden parts in data, understanding of complex behaviors, and making predictive inferences are achieved. This is the very top of the pyramid, and that is where the data value takes the more important value for organization, and then we can monetize that data. Could you, Mariano, show the next slide, please? Thank you. The process of data creation or value is a process, an iterative process that, or iterative cycle, and touch some typical important components. Uh, this is ethical consideration, business objectives, data strategies, how data is collected, and how information is integrated from different sources. Data models are created that most faithfully represent the problem or topic which value is intended to be created. Customer experience is taken into account when designing solutions. There is an optimization process so that the production of value has the lowest cost in terms of efforts and storage and processing costs. Solutions are designed to support decision making. That is the one of the main purposes of implementing this technology. Once the desired value is achieved, it is repeated over and over again in a continuous improvement processes. In that improvement process, we can discover new opportunities to create or monetize that data. When the solutions are deployed, the impact and cost of change are previously studied, and as well as manage the process to minimize risk and so on. Could you please show the next slide? That. This chart shows how Salesforce evolved to support AI through the time. We can see the timeline from 2016 until 2023 or the current year. Uh, the the strategies from Salesforce to tackle the AI revolution was evolved with different level of complexity, but the main driver is to simplify the implementation of artificial intelligence. That could be the complex of implement artificial intelligence solutions in any company is a barrier, and this could be simplified using a comprehensive platform like Salesforce. Um, could you please go to the next, Mariano? Thank you. One thing that we have taken into account is the change of paradigm. The current or the traditional systems are processing rules that should be written explicitly. The traditional programming, we need to write all the rules um, and have to be written all the behaviors of the software. This is a traditional way. When we need to create a new behavior, we need to program it. But within an artificial intelligence, the paradigm has changed at the very core of the principle, and the rules are written automatically. This is the system behave according to the current data that are previously ingested, and the system learn from the data. This is a new paradigm, and we need to take it into account, because that's the one of the most valuable aspect of the artificial intelligence that are changing the way we organizations are implementing and creating value. Could you please go to the next slide, Maria? Thank you. We can see the artificial intelligence in categories, but when we talk about artificial intelligence, this is a very wide concept that includes machine learning, and inside machine learning, we can see deep learning, that is artificial neural networks that are inside at the very core of any artificial intelligence. And the last one is the newest model that has generative artificial intelligence that can behave like a human responses and can understand very complex behaviors and act as a human, combining very different models in one. Could you please go to the next? Yeah, this is the neural network, artificial neural networks. That's a kind of mechanism are at the very core inside any artificial intelligence. Neural networks are a concept representation of how human neurons network works inside the human brain. Everything is connected to everything in layers, and the output result is the whole processing activity yielding a prediction or classification. We call it inference. Uh, Next, please, Mariano. Thank you. At the atomic level, each unit or neuron receives an input which is mathematically processed with a bias and weight values. We can see bias and weight as like parameters, like a knob with a mathematical value, a number, and those parameters of the model will be changing over the training process and adjusted until the final value is correct one. In an iterative process, we can make an input to the model. The hidden layers contain neurons with those two nodes and yield a number of result. When the response is the correct when in the training processes, the the iterative process is stopped. But it's not correct. The iteration is starting all over again, and the knobs, the weight and bias, is changes a little bit in order uh, to get the more precise prediction at the output layer. This process is thousands or millions of time until the response is the correct one. When the response is the correct one, the model is freeze, and all the thousand of or million of neurons are adjusted in weight and bias to in order to get the correct response with any kind of input. This is the principle how the artificial neurons network works. Could you please go to the next slide? Thank you. The final result is a model that can take any input and capture the essence or the pattern, the mathematical pattern, and that represent that entities and predict or classify them as a final results. Could you go to the next level? Well, tax complexity has many components and many processes to get a very trained, precise, and accurate model. And that complexity is achievable by two ways. We call the hard way, that's the traditional ways, working with all those components in a cloud and different roles and different connections, sources, data sources, etc., etc. And then there is the easiest ways. The easiest way is we call the easiest way because all the complexity is very simplified. That's the safest way. Mike, now we will show us how easy is implement artificial intelligence artifact with Salesforce. Mike, it's all yours.
Thank you, Alejandro. Well, I'm Mike, uh, also known as Michele, and I'm the Salesforce Studio lead, and I'm very excited to be here today. At the Championsys Salesforce Studio, we are all about Salesforce core clouds, data cloud, and AI. So we're not just here to meet the current needs of our clients, but also to set up the stage to scale them into the future. And in terms of that, I want to talk about something we all face every day, which is data. We collect data in huge amounts just by receiving clicks on an email, the web browsing of our customers, their interaction with our customer service, or let's just say a web app. And all this data, it has been collected. I mean, we have been collecting it. And the question is, what can we do with all of it? Data is only useful if we act on it, we take decisions based on it, and also if it is aligned with our business goals. And well, these are our main conversation today. And I'm going to talk about simple principles of Salesforce and Data Cloud related to integration, harmonization, and uh, activating and then automating data in terms of how can we do to what can we do to make it work for us. So let's go to the next slide, please. The trigger of our conversation is the State of Data and Analytics report of Salesforce. In 2024, they stated that 41% of business leaders say their data strategy isn't fully aligned with what their company is trying to achieve. And 37% of IT leaders don't have a clear idea of how their teams actually use that data. This is a big problem, also a great opportunity because we don't know or we're not sure how to connect these dots, how to make this data work for us. And more importantly, we have here another three metrics of UK, and in which the 89% of analytics and IT leaders say advances in AI make data management a high priority. 93% of business leaders feel their organization should be getting more value out of its data, and 95% of analytics and IT leaders say the need of trustworthy data is higher than ever. So in terms of making this conversation simple but very straightforward, data as it is useless, and data with purpose and with business goals is profit. So let's move forward to the first concept, data integration. Could you please play? Yeah. Data integration in data cloud is a process of connecting the dots in terms of we are collecting, and can you please pause the video here? We can connect via data streams or just by integrating via API any source of information, whether it comes from a sales program, service system, and yet from another marketing system, we can make a unified view. And in terms of being a little bit technical, but also let's imagine a data lake in which we just gather each one of the informations and create a unified profile with this. So this is where Salesforce and Data Cloud really shines, because you can connect, adapt, bring your own model to, and then make a horizontal, a transversal view of your customer. So let's move forward, I don't know, 10 seconds on the video. We can create this unified view. And why is this important? Because with unified views or profiles of your customer, you can see, let's pause here, you can see every interaction they've had with your brand. It can be a purchase, it can be an in-person interaction, it can be a call, an email, anything. So you can see and detect the exact or precise moment in which the customer is most likely to buy something from you. And this is the most important thing of having data is to know the behavior of your buyer. And let's move forward to the next slide. Once you have integrated, I need to explain with few graphics how Data Cloud works. So just click and that's the title. Yeah. Next slide, please. The following one can be the following one. Yeah. We have data systems. We have to connect them at a hyperscale. I mean, a massive access, massive connectors, and then harmonize it. All these systems that we've been collecting data from, they don't communicate each other. And in those terms, they don't speak the same language. So we need to harmonize them in terms of making them aligned inside one single view. And there's a straightforward example of this. If you have one system that collects information from the customer email address, and you have another system that have been collecting the same information, but through a phone number, you could end up duplicating data or missing profiles. In any case, you can miss big opportunities because the same customer is interacting with different systems of yours. So by harmonizing them, you can create this one unified view, and you can see how they behave and how their approach with your brand is when the time comes to take a call, to send an email, to click, to buy, or just to interact in person at the store, for example. These are just ordinary examples. We are gonna tell you more specific common use cases later. Next slide. Now that we have harmonized, we need to unify and activate. Unified is the 360 data model view of Salesforce. This 360 data model combines any source of data, gives you this unified view. But then what can we do with it? What can we do knowing everything and almost everything that the customer have been doing with our brand? We can automate, we can send emails, we can trigger surveys, we can create personalized campaigns, create lookalike modeling and segmentations, be precise on when can we connect with this customer in terms of what can we offer them and in which moments. It's as simple as what's the use of having the birth date of someone if we are not crossing this information with any other thing that's interesting for him? Let's say a promotional code. Let's say just simply by knowing which age have our buyer persona means that you can show them or present any product that you have that maybe if you have data and collecting data previously, maybe you have a trend and after 40 years old, you can show that product and it's most likely to, and this customer is most likely to buy this product because at certain age, you have this trend that they buy that product. These are examples, but in terms of what we are collecting, this is very important because anything can be profitable and any data can be used to take these to take these decisions and make it better ones and faster. That's one of the principles here. Let's go to the next slide. I want to show you these common use cases. These are basic use cases in which we have been talking about in our presentation, but I want to align and comment these ones because these are the instant returns of investment common use cases you can have with Data Cloud. First, the unified customer profile. Well, you can have this 360 view, take decisions, and act on this data. Real-time personalizations, and this means that you can send an email 100% personalized, a landing page personalized, and you can adapt your content based on what from this customer. So this is a great feature. It's almost a game changer in terms of the relationship between the customer and your brand. Then you have the predictive analytics. Based on all your data, you can create trends, you can predict the behavior. And if we mix these three, we can create a complete natural interaction with your customer without them knowing that you're looking at every or at each little detail, of their interaction. Then you have the lookalike modeling. If you have been trending your data, segmentating, you can also have a buyer persona. You can have also multiple buyer personas, and based on the lookalike or the behavior of previous buyers, you can also target and get an easy targeting of your customers. The cross-channel engagement, maybe this is very basic, but this is in terms of collecting data across any of the channels you have available. Next slide. We have another 5 use cases. You can increase loyalty, have dynamic segmentations, enhance decision-making, improve data security and compliance, and omni-channel data collection. You want to stop the churn? Do you want to stop the attrition of the product you're selling? How can you retain people? How can you retain customers? Customer itself have a behavior, and it's, as it is, it's a full and a complete emotional being in terms of what's his interaction with your brand. The interactions have feelings in between, and this is something of neuroscience, because you take decisions based on, or you think you're taking decisions based on rational thinking, but it's emotional thinking on beneath that. And the emotional thinking is how they feel when they connect with you. But we have to approach, we have to connect. And in terms of that, we can send service at the right time. We can have segmentations to improve this service sending, and also we can choose the right time. And that's something that it has never been done before as easy as it is today, because you can analyze, read all data, but with Salesforce, it's just almost point and click and almost no code. And that's something that the Data Cloud brings into the table. That's a game changer. Now let's go to our use cases. At Championsys, we have a very interesting use case. So imagine that you have a camera and you're on the field. We have enabled the farmers and workers at fields to take photos and send those photos through the Salesforce mobile, a mobile app. It can be Salesforce Field Service Mobile, it can be a mobile app, it can be also a community. Just take a picture. So if you take a picture of a tree, we can have inside Salesforce a cherry yield estimator or tree yield estimator. So we collect data from images, location, altitude, longitude. We also can create any other indicator related to this tree. And based on our artificial intelligence model integrated to Salesforce, we can have estimators and can have metrics. So we plan labor, plan supplies, the watering, inspections, operations, just by taking a photo. And I'm going to show you quickly, because this is a scheme of how this works. But let me show you with few clicks how this works. You have it can be just pause this here, please. You can have any custom app. Data Cloud is the main. Data Cloud is the main cloud here, because you can store your AI model in it, and then with the Einstein analytics, you can have all this model work within Salesforce. And also you can connect an app. We have here an app of agriculture with crop management, yield estimators, opportunities, contacts, reports, and dashboards. And that's it. With few clicks, we enable workers to create a new, let's say, a new crop management, And well, we are gonna just let's play this video. And by creating a new record here, we submit the minimum necessary and mandatory information. It can be, it depends on your business goal, it depends on your business need too. We here have the crop name and the batch number. So just to locate and to identify the image we're going to submit with this information. And then what we have here notes and attachments, the activities, details, minimum information. But what's the powerful thing here? The model behind this. And the model behind it's acting so we can submit an image and just stop here. Can you please stop, Mario? Yeah. And we can see that the quantity before I submitted the image was 0, and after it was 8. So we are counting avocados here, and we are counting the fruits inside the tree or inside any photo. It can be a YouTube video, it can be a PDF, because the model itself processes those formats. And what's the potential of this? The potential is that we have information, valuable information, that we can cross and create trends to make better decisions. And in terms of this model, we can adapt and train it to other use cases. And anything that can be captured in a picture or a video, we can create value from it. It doesn't matter. It is not necessarily it's not necessary, sorry, to interact with the model itself. Just a seamless and very easy user interface, and that's it. The magic is done. Now let's go to our next use case. Well, you can pause the video and go to the next slide. All right. And well, I'm gonna say a brief mention here and then hand over to Mariano. The other use case we have is related to Health Cloud and related to AI models to predict and estimate illness of eyes. And in those terms, we have been connecting Salesforce at any stage in any cloud with our own in-house build program called, well, Mariano, could you please?
Yes. Thank you very much, Mike. So yeah, this is an internal development that I'm not going to take credit for it. So Ale and the team, so Guillermo and Belen, consultants that work with us, so they've developed a model for ophthalmology. And what this basically does is amazing. So just basically take a picture of the retina of the eye, runs it through the model, and gives you a diagnosis back, which is amazing when we're trying to probably something that it was discussed before about decision-making support. This is super important, especially when you are on the field, so or when you go to remote areas where people don't have access to state-of-the-art equipment. This is super useful with your phone, this application, and the power of connecting this to Health Cloud is amazing, because the patient relationship management, it gives you the possibility to track illnesses, to track diseases, track the evolution of and see if there are any deteriorations or your eye conditions, or there are any problems that the human eye is sometimes not capable of seeing, and AI in those cases can assist in highlighting potential issues, which at the end of the day, they will be resolved and assessed and analyzed by doctors, by people. So this is not intended to be a replacement of doctors. It's the other way around. Is aimed to help them see and understand potential issues as soon as possible to allocate the right treatment. And with Salesforce Health Cloud, this gives you the chance to have the whole history fully protected in terms of data security and compliance with all the main regulations across the globe. So I'm just going to mention that probably we will do another webinar specifically on this, because this is super interesting. We are members of the West Midlands Health Tech Innovation Accelerator, which is a fantastic really initiative in the West Midlands to help healthcare companies or health tech companies, med tech companies to develop their products, and they are supported and sponsored by the West Midlands Combined Authority, the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, and Innovate UK. And we are super proud to be part of this program and having received their support so far. Mike, I think back to you. Yeah.
Well, and even and these final thoughts, even with the best technology and the top level world-class softwares, this is not enough, because we need alignment. An alignment of what? Of your business team and your technical team. And you can agree on creating KPIs, common KPIs, based on each team's goals. But it's also important to have the data work for us to stay competitive, because in today's data-driven world, we are taking decisions based on data and not guessworking. So we need to be aligned to pursue these goals, and then to make the most of our data, being whatever data or whatever information you have been collecting. The principle here is alignment. Now I invite you to think about your data strategy, and you improve, or maybe how you've been dealing with data, with any of data you've been collecting. And well, if you want to know more, and if you want to explore how can we make this strategy or bridge the gap, I would be more than happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you, everyone. Really, we hope you found this session valuable. Hopefully, it gives you or sparks some ideas in your organization, and we're happy to help, happy to support. We provide discovery sessions to help you translate and understand what are your low-hanging fruits. So this is something we always talk about. So what are those projects that you can quickly make the most out of them with less resources and high impact? So we're happy to help, happy to assist, and yeah, really happy to share this time with you all, Ale, Mike, and the audience. So really hope you make a good use of this information. Have a good rest of your day, and yeah, we'll talk soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.